had a little, what do you call it, prelude while we were getting everything going.
Yeah, we good to go now.
How we doing, Mr.
Cool.
Xavier? Good,
Cool,
good.
How are you, bro? You ask everybody how you doing.
Man,
you doing
today's a good day. I got a lot of good busy work done because I've been out with my daggone old ass neck, and it's been bad. It's been bad, bro.
I've been out with my old ass.
Yeah. I'm good. This is what happens when you get older. But been back today. Worked hard. Yeah, today was a good day.
Yeah, today was a good day. Yeah, we just on field trips this week with the kids and trying to just find consistency and discipline and everything. That's been my like main two words for everything. It's just how do I maintain discipline and consistency? Because you could, I feel like where I'm at now is like it's like, all right, boom. Like you can get blessed with a whole bunch of stuff, but can you keep it?
Absolutely.
Like, can you keep it is the biggest thing. So trying to find discipline and stuff. Because I got goals, you know what I'm saying? Body goals, bodies, like
I got body goals.
BBL.
It's true though. That's a good name.
BBL Trizzy.
Oh, you.
That's your boy.
Oh boy, hey, I'm riding with him.
Yeah.
Nah, but consistency and discipline.
Absolutely, and it's one thing I tell people now is it's one thing to obtain your goal, whole different thing to maintain it.
To maintain it, yeah.
That takes a different type of mindset.
For sure.
Everybody want to go to the league, but who can stay in the league?
Yeah, no,
stay in the league.
Right. Who can stay there?
Right.
And that who was it? Ross that said, "Man, it's all cool. Everybody talking now, but let's see who's still here 10 years from now." You know what I'm saying? Then let's have a conversation.
We had this conversation before. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's it. So discipline and what was the other?
Discipline and consistency. Discipline and consistency. Yeah, I think they bleed.
Absolutely.
They definitely intertwine.
Absolutely. Like if you could say you were at a focused time right now, what would that be?
Very much so at a time where I'm figuring out how to be better in every spot, every place in my life, how to be better. Of course, my job, fitness, learning more. I'm sitting back down, reading books like I used to. I got away from that because I got comfortable.
Right.
So back to reading books, back to writing again, back to, just trying to converse and communicate better. I've always took the communication. I'm trying to be better on that. And just start eliminating things that I've always been good at and try to make that the best part as far as communication. Is being good at everything. You continue everything that you feel like you're good at, you continue to like just do it every day. You don't even know you're doing it. But like the littlest thing as far as communication, that could be like, oh, like I can work on that too, so I can uplift that. So yeah, man. I'm trying to just be better, be better in general.
And there's so many nuances of better, right? You can do something better, you can respond. Like so many nuances of it. So that's super fire. Just remember, when I'm talking with clients and they just make sure you set a goal for what better looks like, because you'll never obtain it if you don't know what better looks like.
Exactly.
And for me, I'm in this space now of accountability, right? For myself, because I was having this conversation with Nicole, and we were talking, and I was just talking about these patterns that, I asked her, I said, why do I feel like so many people are like out to get me at times? And she, when I had a major time in my life where someone did take advantage and I had to, kind of maneuver, and it was a big shift. And we're live, y'all.
I ain't saying that.
No, anyway, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the live, man. We are here with these guys.
He said
man, they are extremely immature, right? It don't change when you become an entrepreneur, right? These guys are still, they don't have nothing else to do.
Somebody
but come up with Diddy jokes. They did not. See, look, now we live. No, bruh. If you want to know why you making fun of it, I ended up homeless.
Oh,
yeah.
I know
I ended up doing. Yeah, it went through all of that stuff.
I'm crying.
Whatever.
I looked at me like this.
Here you go. But anyway, y'all youngsters, let me watch my words. But as a result, that led to me having that victim mentality of people out to get me and all this stuff. And it really just the conversation went to, I got to find accountability in what I had to do with those situations. What did I ignore? What did I not notice? What did I look over? What did I, not say or follow up on to lead to a person being able to even put me in that situation? Because nobody just does things to you. Oh my God. No one, this doesn't just happen to you overnight, right? You have to go through certain situations. So accountability is big for me, right? Going backwards and seeing what I had to play what part I played in my own stuff.
He's tripping. I don't know what's going on, but way to finish.
This guy. What's up, Bear, man? What?
I ain't laughing.
Bear got a mic, right? That's gonna be the headline of the show. Bear got a mic. What's up, boss? Talk to the people, baby.
Gave your boy a mic. What's good, family?
What's good,
Good,
bro?
bro.
How are you?
I'm blessed, man. I got nothing to complain about, and if I did, I wouldn't do it anyway. I think
Bear the son of a pastor boy. That boy,
Yeah.
he be on that thing. Wow, I like that.
I wouldn't do it anyway.
Wouldn't do it anyway. I'm blessed and highly
Smooth
favored.
way it came out smooth though.
That's
It's
it.
just
I
what
ain't,
it is.
I ain't know who was talking.
We'll take offering in a moment. Get yourselves ready.
When you find it, stand up.
Now, if to log in, since I'm here tonight, you know what I mean. If I had a thing that I'm working on right now, it's just getting out of the as I call it, procrastinating, where you just want to just deep dive and keep, you can only assimilate so much information before you just, like, if you're not executing on anything that you already got, getting more is not going to help.
Absolutely.
And so I'm at the point now, talking to you guys for a while now, just getting out of the procrastinating phase and doing a lot more executing, because I have the ideas, I have the network, I have the connections. I'm just spinning my wheels because I got to get more information. Now I've got enough information. It's time to do something with it.
Time to do so. I love it.
I love
Execution
that
is worship,
word.
baby.
That word is procrastinating.
You can learn. But at some point, you're going to have to execute.
You got to do something.
Well, it's funny because I actually just watched a podcast where the lady was saying at some point you learn so much that only what you've learned most recently is still in your head. The things that you started learning are already gone. And so you're trying to build on information that you're not going to be able to retain it on. You got to start executing on something before you start filling it with other stuff.
Because in order for some information to be, when you learn it, in order to actually know it and master it, it has to be put in action.
Facts.
So in order to, you can't master something that you don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not actionable.
Right.
And you have to learn, you have to fail at it.
Absolutely.
Too.
And the only way to master something has to become a part of who you are.
Right.
It almost has to become second nature. That's super dope. Bear, bro. Yeah.
That's dope.
Glad you got a mic, bro. You can tune in with us now.
Execution is everything, man. I know once you step into that realm of, done is better than perfect, right? And that was something, a motto I really had for myself for a long time, is I'd rather get done with it because I'm the type, I'm going to learn as we go, right? And execution is one of the biggest things you can do. And that's what separates people. If you were to look at us three in entrepreneurship, the main thing that separates is execution. It ain't that anyone's we have our gifts and our talents, but it's not that we're any further along than anyone specifically. It's just the level of execution. And if we think about something long enough, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It has to.
Yeah. I mean, we still go through I think I know for sure, I still go through the phases of the anxiety of, as somebody, let's say it's an event, right? Like the amount of people you want to be there. And, have you gotten the word out? But at some point, like you said, you just got to do it. If 0 people show up, at least at the end of the day, I can say I executed to the highest of what level I could.
Right.
And all I can do is take the framework and just repeat it and master it and figure out what did I do wrong? Where did I not delegate enough? Where did I, not spend too much? Whatever it is, but definitely
that becomes learning, right? And if you, not to be cliche, but if you're learning, you're not losing nothing, right? That's like the greatest course you can go through, right? How to manage losses and how to turn losses into learning, right? That could be it. We need to do that.
That's
right?
tough.
How to turn losses into learning.
That's tough.
Yeah, we got to make that happen.
You got to go through it, and accept it too. Don't take it personal. Just accept it. Like, nobody showed up, but I guarantee you next time they're gonna show up.
Yeah,
just like simple. I'm saying when you first started the festival, just imagine like it probably is not what it's going to be this time.
Right.
Probably was like, oh, it's only like 100, 200 people.
Right.
Now you're looking at, oh, we got 2,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like that. Like, you still showing up no matter what. That's what I still clap up for you, because I'll be like, yo, you still show up no matter the outcome, the situation. You too. Like, y'all, I watch y'all all the time. Like, you'd be like, y'all still show up every day. No matter how tired. We just talked about on the microphone. I mean, on the microphone last time, we just said We was going through, we was tired, and
Yeah.
everything is just looking crazy. You know, you ever want to give up? He just said that. You ever want to give up? I say every day.
Yeah.
But look where we at. This is last week message. We still here right now.
Absolutely.
So
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. 2 weeks ago.
I think I said that yesterday. Yeah, I said that last night on my Instagram. I was like, you know what? X, like, I was just feeling. I honestly felt it in my spirit. I was like enthusiasm, and I was like, yo, like somebody needs to hear this joint because when you go through it with enthusiasm, regardless of what it is. I remember last year when we did the festival, and the day before, bro, I'm talking about everybody in my ear. That's about to rain. You need to cancel. You need to do this. You know, no, it ain't gonna rain. You're gonna be good. Everybody gonna show up. God gonna come through. Man, I'm talking about all night. I'm not getting no sleep until the point where I just was like, yo, I gotta find peace with this joint. Went to sleep, woke up, and I said, all right, boom. And you honestly, your voice hit my ear like, make a decision.
Yeah.
Make a decision, stand on it, and go with it. If you made the wrong decision, it's gonna come out. You'll be able to rectify it in the end. I made a decision. We canceled it, but I was so enthused in that moment of like, all right, we canceled. Now, how do we pivot? Right? How do we pivot? That's where the real
still work.
That's where the real character really.
Let's see if we really got the things that we. Wow.
Let's see if we really got the
this band to this
exactly.
building.
Let's make this phone call.
Exactly. And we ended up having a not your average cancellation party, which went crazy.
Yep.
And so I think that is just a testament. I know on our side, it's just a testament of like what we really stand for the people of really bringing experiences,
right?
And just know from our heart, from everybody's heart, sitting here, like we really do want. I mean, we really do exhaust ourselves,
absolutely,
to provide y'all the best opportunity, the best platform,
the best
whatever
places, the best,
absolutely
everything. And when we think about, you know, what we talk about the cancel, all that's a part of it.
Right.
It's not separate. Like we can get so caught up of thinking people don't show up, we're not selling, something's not happening, you know, the product isn't going how we thought it would be, you know, we're not getting the contract. All of that is a part of it.
Correct.
It's a part of the work. It's not separate, like, oh, why this is happening to me. It's more so this is a part of it. It's every day, day in and day out. And what I wanted to piggyback on, and when you said talking about decide, just so I can let you guys know, the big thing that I pride myself in is talking about helping people make decisions. A lot of times in therapy, where I find people at most of the time, why they're stuck, why anxiety and depression and all these things are happening is because they're in limbo. They have all these ideas of what might happen, what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And we get to the point where it's just like, you got to make a decision. The only way you're going to know if it's the right or wrong decision, because no one knows. You got to decide. And if you decide, you got to trust the fact that you got the support, the knowledge, the infrastructure, the spirit, the resilience to push through, and everything's going to come to pass. But you got to make a decision, because if you're in limbo, you're not going to get anywhere, right? Limbo is in the middle. Limbo is a space between earth and heaven. Nothing's happening. You got to decide. So then at the end of the day, you'll know where you're going.
That's the place between earth and heaven. Stratosphere.
I ain't been to school in a minute. To hear that, it's
so
crazy.
Where is heaven?
That's all. Just about to. I was just about to ask.
It's a discussion.
No, I don't know. Never been.
No one can tell you.
Like, why would we pray? We pray like this. They say heaven was up there. We praying like
I think you're supposed to lift your hand to receive.
Yeah, but some people do this. What's this for?
That's if you got if you had dirt on your hands.
We still looking down.
It's called a posture of prayer, right? So it's a form.
Why you sit there and let us sit there?
Because I want to show
time know.
Posture. But I'm just saying it's called a posture of prayer. So it's
posture.
It's not even about looking down and looking up. It's about worship.
It's reverence.
Right? So yeah, it's about worship and about humbling yourself in the presence, right? So allowing yourself to, you know, if you kneel and if you kneel, then you're more in this space of humbling yourself and being able to be
in a space
of receiving.
So even the praising like that.
Still you on the step team?
Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see people praise like that. What is that? What you
doing? What you doing?
Stomping, walking around.
Do it.
No,
enthusiasm.
So at the end of the day, I don't want to speak for and go down but at the end of the day, you worship and praise how you want. Right. Like, it's all about your relationship. If you pray, walking, like I'm gonna talk to God all day in the middle of the day, right? So I'm about to do something. Hey, Lord, help me. Right. So it's always these things. So you pray and interact with the divine or whatever you believe in the way you do it, right?
Yeah, no,
And that's the cool part about.
Yeah, I just wanted to know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We can do a course on that too.
That's
bro.
dope.
We can make it happen.
we can say that now, but we wouldn't have said that when we was 12 to our grandmother.
Oh
Nah.
No.
Don't you question my religion?
what you say, you better not. You better get in there and
I
pray.
remember the first time I asked my mom, like, why I gotta wear a suit? Like, why don't God love me in a sweatsuit? Like, I don't understand. I never understood that. Shut up.
That's another title of a book.
Me.
Another title of a book. Don't God love me in a sweatsuit?
Right.
That is the heck of a title.
That'd be tough.
Don't God love me in a sweatsuit?
Right. If not, he love me more. Because I ain't trying to show off for nobody.
Bro.
That'd be crazy.
Because everybody that come in suits and stuff like that, you ain't doing nothing. You trying to look good for the piano
You
player.
ain't doing nothing. Everybody
Write that down, yo.
Stop before everybody. We get somebody in trouble. Mama, we believed you.
Hey,
We listened. But at the end of the day, it's
that is where I made the decision. I was like, bro, I'm not doing this, bro.
Yeah.
I know my relationship with God. Now I understand showing reverence.
Yeah.
And showing your best. Right? You're supposed to come in your best. I get that. But at the same time, the common man can't wear.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
That's also certain churches. Like some churches doesn't matter what you have on.
Yeah.
Some churches be like, they'll talk about you in the sermon, like y'all wearing anything you want.
I'll talk back.
Got your knees out, holes in your pants, all this stuff.
I did not know this was going here, bro. Like, y'all about to give me.
It's a good topic. I love it.
And no, but at the end of the day, I feel as if it's all about what the focus is, right?
Yeah.
If the focus is the creator, if the focus is him, then I tell people all the time, you wouldn't wash up before you took a shower, right? You don't wash up, you don't wash yourself and then hop in the shower. So that's how I believe with trying to change your dress, trying to do all this stuff, trying to stop cussing before you come and before you do all these things. So that's what I've always felt like. If we want to see God's real power, I'm going to come how I am, and then He's going to change from within,
fix me,
how I feel, right? Not based on
then you may want to dress up.
Because if it's based on you and your rules, then who am I worshiping? You or like really who are we? That's
got a fire button up there.
Yeah, no, that's a whole nother thing. Bear, talk to us. I know we got some stuff over there, man. We got some topics, man. I appreciate y'all hopping on the live. This is the first of the New Hustle Spirit Show. We need to introduce ourselves, man.
Yeah, let's start there.
It's a perfect opportunity to do it now. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Deshaun Adams, Let's Conquer Fitness trainer, CEO, whatever you want to call it. I'm here with my brothers, my guys. We about to light y'all up all summer long. Summer long.
I love it. I am Daniel.
What's your last name?
Brooks. Right. Yeah. Daniel Brooks. I'm owner and creator of Good Counsel LLC. Motivate the Game, depending on which one you know me from. Just all things mental health, all things bettering yourself, all things just being better version of you, right? I'm hyped to be on the podcast. We've been at this thing for a long time. Really just want to drop these gems because there's so many of them. We're not saying that we're right. We're not saying that we're wrong. We're saying that it's a different perspective, point of view, that if you're trying to do anything that we've done, anything that one of your goals, then we're going to be on this journey with you. Ask questions, tap in, don't be shy. If there's anything we said you don't like that we do like, please tap in and lock in with us because, man, we all on this journey together.
That's love. It's X, Xavier Tremaine, social entrepreneur, creator of the Humble Hustle Company, nonprofit organization, Humble Hustle Clothing, and Imagine Me Mentoring. I like to refer to myself as a catalyst, a creator, and a connector. All things creative, all things out of the box. We like to have fun. So we're going to take you on this journey with us. Stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? Share to a friend, to a friend, to a friend. I think we're live right now on mine as well. So share this joint. Again, like Daniel said, I think through experience of different levels and different years and different times, we all have experience in the entrepreneurial field that we're willing to, like he said, drop gems. It doesn't mean that we're right, but we do have the experience of we've gone through something. And so if Proverbs is correct, wisdom is greatest among all things. And that is in that aspect, we do have some wisdom.
That's it.
And so you ever have questions or anything like that, we'll continue to do lives, and and bring that hustle spirit.
That's word. Don't be like us. Be better than us.
Yeah, facts.
Be better than us.
Facts.
Who behind the scenes? Who we got?
Man, I ain't used to talking. This is interesting. What's good, family? It's your boy Bear, producer, engineer, content creator, business owner. I was about to say little brother to these guys, but I'm older than all of them, so that don't count. But
y'all gotta stop talking about me being the oldest.
Yeah,
Bear.
I'm older than you.
Heck yeah, Bear.
So
old man.
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, well, wisdom.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
soon to be business owner, kind of learning from these guys, man. If y'all are listening, tuning in right now, this is the place to be. This is the place to tap into, because I know all three of these dudes personally, and they walk what they talk 100% of the time, every single day. So, like they said, tap in, get ready, because this ride is going up.
Thanks,
baby.
Let's get into it.
Talk to us, Bear.
So, let's dig in, just because I don't know where anyone that's tuning in, it could be on their journey. But if we could real quick, just speak on embracing fear and using it as fuel for people who said 2024 is going to be my year, and we're into April of 2024, and they're like, man, I'll start 2025 because the year's already gone. Like, feeling the fear and doing it anyway, because I feel at some point all of y'all have experienced that. I know I'm dealing with it right now, but I kind of got y'all in my corner, so I don't deal with it as much. But for somebody who really wants to get after it, like, how could you speak on, embracing that fear and using it as a compass?
Who popping it off?
Pop it off.
Go ahead.
No,
Xavier.
All right. So, what I think the biggest thing that you could do is actually admit that, like, be self-awareness, right? If you're feeling it, like, feel it and know that it's there. But at that moment that you feel it, you have to change it. You have to do something, right? Just like we talked about action, you have to do something. If you are in 2024 and you already talking about 20, you're not going to do nothing until 2025, it's a gone. It's ball game, as Black would say. But be self-aware and know that it's real, but also understand that, like, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen for you. I think I know for sure. All I can speak is testimony wise is like the things that I haven't seen, that all of these things that I've written down and I'm constantly just waiting for, it's gonna come in the time that it's supposed to come. And 9 times out of 10, there's certain lessons that you have to go through, like getting over the fear, in order for that blessing to come. Because what you're asking for, what you're expecting, and what you're praying for, you're probably not ready for it, to be honest. Like, and you know what I'm saying, you're really not ready for that full package like you think you are, because it comes with so much. You say you want to be a content creator, but are you ready to be responsible for all of the messages that come in? Are you good with communication, right? You say you want to be a mental health coach, but are you willing to take the deep dive into your mental health? Right. So you say you want to be a trainer, but are you willing to really eat the way you're supposed to? Right. Like, so, and all of those things, I think fear comes from the unknown, right? And just the absence of visual representation of what it's supposed to look like. And so I would just say, just one, be self-aware, just understand, like, say it to yourself, I'm scared, right? Like, just I'm fearing right now that this is not gonna happen for me. And then the moment that you say that, like, all right, cool, I'm aware of that, I'm scared right now, but now I gotta change it. Like, that's I feel like in that moment, that's where you can start to speak life to certain things. Fear is inevitable. I think it's one of those things that is very natural. I think a lot of people say it's not real, but I definitely think it's a human instinct that you know what I'm saying, it is real. I think that faith is real too, though. And faith is one of those things where just because you don't see it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen for you. So speaking things into existence can very much put fear over to you, put fear out of your life. Surrounding yourself with positive people that combat the fear that you're speaking or that you see, and then just finding consistency in your daily habits that combat fear as well. I'm sure I'm gonna come up with some more stuff. As y'all, start talking. But
so real quick,
Mhm.
X, would you call fear a motivator for you? Is it a driving force for you, or how do you personally internalize that fear when it comes up? Is that like a I don't want to, or I'm afraid to, so I must, or is it just kind of like you said, I'm gonna lean into my faith and move forward?
It's funny because like as I'm sitting here thinking about fear, I don't think I ever fear anything. I think I get anxious. I'm not scared. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not scared of nothing. It's a difference.
Yeah.
Because I didn't already, like, to be honest, I didn't already broke through walls that shouldn't have been broken through. So fear for me, to be honest, is not there.
Okay.
Anxious and anxiety starts to play because I can't decide. I get in situations where I've been, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm a leader, so now I have to decide, and and sometimes it's stake of other people, right? So that's maybe the thing, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't know,
No,
but I think that's where I probably play the most. Is I get anxious in certain situations, and now I'm learning confidence, and that hey, look, you're here for a reason,
absolutely,
right? So the anxiety got to go out the window because now people are dependent on you. So let that anxious out the window because now you have to decide. And if you are a good leader and you understand who you are, you're gonna understand that those people are gonna rock with you, whether I mean, you're saying right or wrong. Not all the not all the time, right or wrong, but they are with you because they believe in the vision.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's where I mean, like I said, I'm gonna come up with some more stuff as we can continue talking, but yeah,
that's a way to kick it off.
Yeah, you said a lot, right? And it all applies to it all. Like you definitely hit it. For me, to answer Bear's second part that he asked you is fear motivator. For me now, if there's any fear, I have to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's I have conditioned myself that if I think of something and there's any amount of fear, right? Like that means fear is a guide. That's how I look at it. Fear is the needle of the GPS or the needle of the compass of the direction that you're supposed to go in, right? Because there's a difference between fear and danger, right? Danger is completely different. Danger is, yes, this thing can really hurt me. These things can happen. Fear is just something that you don't know. You don't have it figured out because you think you have control and you want all of this control. But on the other side of that fear is the most beautiful stuff that you can ever happen, right? And it's crazy, because it's been 4 years since COVID. But when I took the leap of faith and left my job in the middle of COVID, I was scared as I don't know what. But now getting on the other side of that is unbelievable, right? I promise you're going to make it. I promise you can swim. I promise you're going to bet on yourself. I promise that nothing's going to happen the way that you think is going to happen on both sides, good or bad, right? And if your dream is big enough, then it'll make you push over that fear, right? If the purpose, now, if you're just trying to do something because you want to make a quick dollar, or you think, oh, this is cool, or they doing it, I can do it, then you're never going to be able to push through fear. But if you're going to know that thing, when you feel this thing in your gut, in your spirit, you can't sleep when you think about it, fear not going to matter, bro. And when we think about anxiety, action fixes any anxiety.
For sure.
Right? If you take an action step, anytime you're feeling anxiety, right? We say motivate the game, action over anxiety. So anytime we're feeling any type of anxiety, we take an action step. If it hits you, I don't care if it's 2:00 in the morning, do something to manage, because it's all energy. So again, fear is the indicator that you're going in the right direction, right? Because if you go, eventually you get to this point where, what am I scared? What am I scared of? Right? Like to be scared. And then lastly, for me in the mental health world, we always want to see where that fear came from, because fear is taught. Fear is taught, right? If you think about it, you got a kid who never seen a spider. The only way they know to be scared of the spider, if they see their mom and daddy jumping and screaming, "Oh my God, it's a spider!"
That makes sense,
right? So fear is something that is also taught, or comes from something, because you've been let down. So you got to dive deeper and figure out, where is that fear coming from, right? What were you afraid of that's now holding you back from something that's completely different, right? So if you dive deep into that, then fear is just an indicator, man. Just go get it.
So I gotta ask before you go, Black, because you said something really important there that I don't know if people really tuned in on. you said you started this, you took the leap during COVID.
Oh yeah.
So I what I need to know is, because we have people in 2024 post COVID that are afraid to take the leap for whatever reason.
bro.
And you took the leap at a time where people were just worried about living. And you took that fear and said, I'm gonna start a business. Can you tell me what that fear, like that because you clearly made the choice. You just said 4 years in. But what was that fear? What did that, like, how did we get to the point where you were like, I got to do it?
I was so I knew, let's start here. I knew there was more to life, right? I've been through too much. I've experienced too much. And again, nothing against it. I'm not knocking it. Somebody, this could be that level they want to get to, but I've gone through all this and going to work every day and coming home, binge watching Netflix and got in this car that I'm in. Like, this can't be life, right? And I just felt this tug and this push that and we did a training sometime right before that, and a lady said it in it, and she said, my mission met my moment, right? And I felt like it was time for what I had. If I was going to become this unorthodox trainer, if I was going to do all this stuff that was completely out of the box, no one knew who I was, I had to do it at a time where everybody else was sitting down. So I did camps when everybody else was again, rightfully so, was canceling. I started these therapy services. I did all these things that I had to take this leap, and the only way that I was going to see if it would happen was, it makes me emotional when I think about it. I had to start it in a storm, right? Because if you start something in a storm, then when it's calm, nothing can touch you, right? So I tell people now when I'm doing speaking engagement, and I'll say the only thing that can stop me down now is if the world shuts down again. There is nothing else that can stop this train, because it started in the middle of the most uncertain time in history since the Great Depression. Right. So I feel as if that happened and I started it on this shaky, all these waves in this middle of the storm, and I'm on this boat and it's crazy, I don't know what I'm doing, then I am a firm believer that I just got to keep going. And there's never going to be a storm that big as the world shutting down unless we get back to that. The thing I got to get used to now is when it's calm. I'm used to the storm, right? I embrace the storm. The storm brought amazingness. The storm brought a lot of grit. The storm taught me how to do so much. But now when things are calm, I got to avoid not creating a storm, creating my own, just because I feel like that's the way that I got to survive. But amazing question, Barry. It was a lot of faith. And I really, really felt God tell me, like, yo, it's time to go, right? I really felt like in the Bible, and I'm not saying I'm Moses or nothing like that, but I really felt like in the Bible when the burning bush was talking to Moses, telling him, like, I heard him and I knew it was time. And the only way that I'm going to prove that I felt what he was telling me was real is I got to keep going. And in 4 years, if you check the resume, we've done some stuff. We've done some stuff, baby.
So I love it. Yeah. Fear. I feel like he said, I can't be fearful anymore after leaving security. That's like the biggest thing, when you leave security, because security just means it's something that is locked. Like, stable. You got it, it's locked. You're always going to be there regardless. But when you leave that, how else can you be scared of anything around you, like in life in general? Especially with me, I had a whole family. I had a daughter, I had a wife.
Yeah. That's next level.
So to leave a job, has insurance, has 2-week checks every year. I know it's coming regardless. If I work less, I know I ain't gonna get that much as money. Now it's like, if I work, I might not make money for a month. I can see a check in 3 months and I gotta eat off of that and feed a whole family. So it's like, now how can I be scared to even do anything or start anything new? When I feel like I already been through that, the fearful phase. Like X said, like, it's just, I don't know. I can't even talk about it because I don't know how to be fearful anymore. I just know how to accept it and say it's anxious, because now I'm nervous. Like, it got an event coming up on the 4th, May the 4th. If you didn't know, at Pilgrim Life Center, we having a fitness event with DJ Dink. But I'm anxious about that because I know I've never really had 60 people in one class. I got 60 signups now. I'm expecting 100 people. I'm anxious about that because I don't know how to be myself in front of 100 people when I can do it easily in front of 15 or 20 people. I've never been around that. So that's my anxious moment as far as like X said, anxious. It's not fear anymore. I don't really say fear is real. He said fear is real. I say fear is not real. Like he said, faith, when you have faith and you have a belief into something as far as God, it can't be real. Especially if you're praying about it, you writing about it, you consistently talking about it. It's not for no reason. So me for business wise, I was at my job when I was working, I kept hearing, let's conquer, let's conquer, let's conquer. And like he asked me earlier why my name was Black, I took let's conquer out of Black. And it was going to be because it was going through the times where we was facing trials and tribulation, Black community, whatever. So I took L and C out of Black. You know, I had a lowercase b, uppercase L, lowercase a, uppercase C, and a K. So I took Black, let's conquer. That was the first name that I first had for the original business. But then I looked at it and made it a bigger picture because I thought people were going to look at it as like, oh, just for Black people only. So I changed it and made Let's Conquer. So I knew that was like God speaking to me in the midst of a job, security, tested me to see if I had the faith, because of course I wouldn't be like on my own, like, no, I'm just going to leave my job right now. I got a whole family at home. I ain't gonna make no money. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I never really trained. I never worked out. I lifted a little bit, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I knew it was a calling because I helped somebody that is finally coming back around after 3 years. I helped Ruby. Shout out to Ruby. Helped her first. $10 a week. Nothing. I wasn't making anything. $10 a week. She lost 30 pounds, bro.
Love it.
Working out with me every day.
Love it. Y'all don't hear these stories.
3 years later, bro. She came back. She's back here now.
Y'all see now, but y'all don't, man. Y'all won't.
It's crazy. So yeah, to answer the question, I have no fear anymore. Since 3.5 years ago, it was no fear. It's more so anxious, like X said. I get anxious about anything. Every class, every day I have a class, I'm anxious because I don't know what to expect. I don't know if somebody's gonna get hurt. I don't know if somebody's gonna do something wrong and, you know, drop a weight or whatever, or break something. I'm always anxious regardless. That's just me as a person. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I'm always anxious. I was anxious for this because it was live. I'm like, oh, we about to be live. I can't mess up, can't stutter. I can't do nothing, can't cuss, make sure I say the right things. So yeah, to answer the question,
I done did all those things in the first 5 minutes.
Fear is wiped out my equation.
All that. And if I can, not to go into therapy mode, but if you can perform, especially when it's based on your ability and what you're doing, if you can do it in front of 15 to 15,000, no matter, right? And because the execution is very similar. Now the setup and all that stuff is different, but at the end of the day, it's the small crowds that if you can conquer those, then the bigger they get, you just continue. You do the same thing. You're just introducing yourself to 100 people at one time.
I'm only 27.
Yeah. That should make it even.
It's so crazy.
Like, what's the worst can happen? Somebody don't sweat, right? Like so. I don't know. What's the worst?
He ain't sweating.
Yeah, he ain't sweating. What's the worst? What's the worst that can happen? So you show up and don't think you got to perform. Just introduce them to you. Black,
right?
Who are you? Right. I feel like when people step into my realm, I get to. And that's got to see when he brought the kids on the field trip.
Me too.
I turned that thing on real quick.
Me too.
When you come into my realm, this is what I do. We just did a training for like 20 of the Roanoke County Department of Social Services. And I told them very quickly, look, outside of these doors, I know I'm Daniel. I may laugh, I may do it, but in here, this is what I do. And you're not going to leave here the same as when you walked in. I refuse it.
But I love that you brought the kids in there. That don't turn me up instantly. Like my body was like, you brought the kids in there. I was like, we turned up. Let's go 10 jumping jacks, 10 burpees, 10 squat.
To me, I mean, I think that's the most rewarding thing in the world to do, is to take kids that are in my element that know me for what I do and introduce them to friends.
Oh yeah,
that joint is so tough to me.
That's very tough.
I always, and I be like, I peek in like, hey,
yeah.
But I'm like, I need them to see, like, Mr. X is not the only Black man that you know what I'm saying that's cool doing this joint.
Right.
It's other people that can dress cool for work, and it's other people like that's not just your typical, you know what I'm saying, Black man that you see. I think it's the coolest. I mean, and honestly, I just be looking at myself when I'm like, damn, bro, like I can't imagine at 12, you know what I'm saying, at 10 years old, like getting in a little quick van or something like that with some kids and a cool leader that, you know what I'm saying, Black leaders, and they take me to to a gym and a podcast studio and like
his own place.
and just
the core memories that they about to have. Bro.
Just imagine when they get older, they're gonna always remember that.
Oh yeah,
what?
And that's why it's easy for me to, you know what? Yeah, y'all can have hats. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. This joint, this gonna come back. Y'all don't even realize.
We was just together. A guy, boy, pulled up. Of course, he was doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's up, X, bro?
Yeah.
Good to see you, bro. Like that's that make you got a light up.
I've been talking about doing this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, as long as that's what you know when you come around, then I've done my job.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And like, we tell me and Rod tell each other all the time, bro. Like, look, this group is about to be really tough. All we can do is plant a seed. Like we plant a seed, and we'll plant a seed in August, and God be my witness. We'll plant a seed in August, and by October, we like, man, this joint is crazy. But then May will come, we be like, bro, he turned around, bro.
That's it.
He turned around. He's like,
because you're always going to get worse before you get better because you got to go through this season where you're like, oh, should I do that? Should I not? And then all the, your life stays the same, but you're changing.
Correct.
So when you drop this thing that's changing into the same world, it's going to be hard to kind of do. And then plus, you're one seed. It's 100 other seeds that are also being planted,
right,
for negative stuff. So they all gonna grow.
Correct.
It's just which one he gonna pick. Which one he gonna pick? Though.
Fact. What seed are you gonna pick?
Which plant that has grown are you gonna pick?
Correct.
They all there, bro.
That's a good question.
We got.
So since we there, to go back to my initial point when I said I got to get out of the realm of procrastinating planning. For those who, because we're clearly walking people through this journey, you got to get past the fear first and foremost. But then when you start to over assimilate information, how do you get to the point where you're able to make the separation of informed decisions versus taking calculated risks? Like, at what point do you, like, which one is more important? Like, because you've done this planning, you let's say you've got your name, you got your business plan, you got all these things going, but you want to do big things. Do you take risks, or do you start out with like really calculated decisions?
So I'm gonna start because this could trump the whole question. You don't know which one's which to after.
Okay.
Right. You don't know what a calculated risk or what an informed decision is until after, right? Because there's so many people that does these things and they can, my style is I just do it, right? Other people do all this planning, which is great. But at the end of the day, you don't know whether or not it was an informed decision, it was a great decision, it was a bad decision, it was the right decision, it was the wrong decision until after.
Okay.
And then what you do with that information then informs your next decision and goes from there. So not, still answer that, but I just wanted to get that out of the way.
I'm gonna disagree.
Please, yeah.
I'm gonna disagree because I feel like an informed decision means somebody has informed you, like, hey, I know you want to quit your job. Right. If somebody would have said, hey, look, this is what it's gonna look like. Like if they inform you about something and then you make the decision, then that's on you. Know what I'm saying? That's on you. But I feel like a calculated risk is kind of like planning it out a little bit.
It's calculated.
It's calculated. Because so you're saying like, hey, all right, I'm gonna make. All right, I know my job makes $30,000 a year. Boom. I'm gonna take these next 6 checks. I'm gonna stack them away. I'm gonna pay the car off for this. Boom, 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 boom. Then I'm gonna quit.
All that sounds good, and you walk outside and you break.
I'm not. No. I'm not disagreeing with the fact of, hey, once that decision is made.
Okay.
I'm just saying
what you said. You
can still do a calculation.
Action of it is still there.
Yeah, I'm saying the words are 2 different words.
Yeah,
it's informed.
Because if somebody inform you, like,
but if they inform,
because I don't feel like I took, like, for me, I don't think I took I think I just took a all out risk.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a calculated risk, bro, because I think that's what we're trying to get to, is because we just took a risk because we didn't know. Nobody helped us plan it out to say, let me sit this aside for 6 months. Right. Let me make sure my wife gets a promotion first.
I wouldn't have listened anyway.
You wouldn't have listened anyway. So I think the baseline of what we did was just say, F it, I'm out here. Yeah. Right? I just jumped into the water, no floaties, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, and didn't look back. And then what happened was once I jumped, I realized, I could swim.
Okay.
Right? Like, boom, once the Airbnb started clicking, I'm good. Once UPS, all right, cool. I got the night joint. All right, once I can start doing photography, cool. You learn how to hustle.
Okay.
That's, I mean, if you don't know how to hustle already, like you're gonna learn real quick,
Sure.
or you're gonna be knocking back at that door like, I need my job back.
Right. I just wanted to speak to the people like don't let that stop you from making those decisions because you only know what you know. If you already knew everything you were supposed to do and what about to do, you would have already been doing.
But I also do think that it's some people that's just not built for it.
That too.
I think it's some people that's just not built for it. And what I want to tell people is that's okay.
And that is okay.
Like that is okay.
Because the common misconception, entrepreneurship means a whole lot of money.
Exactly.
And that's not
that's not it.
Entrepreneurship is doing what you love, hoping that you can make some money. Correct. But you still got to make it happen.
Right.
So that's the misconception. Correct. People think,
society makes it feel like you gotta be an entrepreneur in this world to be a successful black man. Like you gotta own your own thing, which is cool. But I know a lot of people are very successful 9 to 5, and they got a side hustle.
Right.
I say if you're complaining every day,
it's showing up late every day.
Showing up late every day. You're dreaming about something else every day, and you're thinking about this, and you're cheating on your job with your dreams. Then yes, you need to find something else. But if you are at a place of content and you feel good and you're able to do everything and what you love, you ain't figured out how to make money doing, then heck yeah, go in and clock in and do what you gonna stop and go. But it's those people, y'all know who we talking to, bro. Y'all
when
know
you're leaving work I was leaving work every day, going down to the city, trying to figure out how to get clothes done. Or
if somebody caught you, you would get fired.
I would have got, oh my God. Yeah, I should have got fired for a year. Easily.
You taking off to do
I was never at home. I was always at the gym just to watch and look around. Like that's how I knew it was like, okay, I'm supposed to be right here. But an informed decision to get back to that. Like I feel like that's like all the older people, they try to tell the younger people that's an informed decision. They always say, hey, I've been there, I didn't try that. You're gonna be right back in here. I remember time I didn't heard that. And I was like, man, that's your decision. That's your informed decision for you, not me. But a calculated risk, I feel like you just say you just taking a risk. A calculated risk, you really planning it out, writing it down. I don't feel like you need to do that if you're really about that life. I'm saying, like, I feel like we all was about that life at one point. We was like, all right, man, forget it. Like, I'm about to put my 2 weeks in or just leave in general. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I just took the risk. It wasn't calculated at all. It was never like a plan or nothing. Even having a family, I have no plan. It was straight go out and figure it out and try it.
And you gotta bet on yourself.
You gotta try.
And again, I'm not saying that's for every single person, but at the end of the day, I knew if I didn't take this leap of faith, I never was. Right. If I tried to calculate it and talk to people and get all this information, I wouldn't have done it because I would have got too scared and I would have been too nervous. I would have thought about, I don't know business, I don't know this, I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. But if you trust enough in the gift. And that's what I did. I trusted enough. I said, I done seen all these people over these past 13 years, lives changed doing this. So I got to be able to bet on myself. I have to be able to do it the way that I want to do it. And at the end of the day, I feel like all of us have a streak of defiance in us. Yeah. And we're going to defy the odds because we already have been doing our whole life.
Because the same, and I'm sitting here thinking the same way that I could not stand. I was, like you said, I was late to work every day. My notes was never turned in on time. I would leave work.
You interned for me for 2 weeks.
Bro, I tell you, I'm not good. I'm not good at it. Like, it is what it is.
Following directions, boy. I tell you what.
But there's somebody that is at work and you may rock the 9 to 5, and there's a position that you want.
Yeah.
Right. It may not be, hey, you want to work on your own business and do your own business, but there's a position that you want and that you deserve. Right. So the same tactics and the same motions and the same ideations that we go through of, hey, I really just want to create and I really just want to do it in my own capacity. I don't want no rules. I just want to do that. You may have the same thing in your department and you know that you could take Steven's job. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think the same thing goes forward with it. I don't think anybody should knock a 9 to 5 person at all, bro. We don't exist without that 9 to 5 person. To keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Without the 9 to 5, we do not exist. At all. So I thank God for the people who can rock a stable, steady clock in, clock out. After 5, can't nobody tell you what to do
at all.
That's the blessing of it,
bro.
All my friends, they be like, yeah, I wish my boss would call me and tell me that,
still working.
They're done. So
Working right now.
I think both of them have very much similarities, especially in their desire to, if you want to be great, right? You're still gonna go through anxiety. You're still gonna have to push through fear to get yourself right, to go ask for a promotion. You're still gonna have to show up. You're still gonna have to do certain things that you may be uncomfortable with. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
It's just that society has made it seem like in order to be blase blah, then you got to be an entrepreneur. Like, bro, come walk over here if you want to.
It's not any easier. My thing is, I just don't want to. I don't want you to regret anything.
Yeah,
like regret and living this life. We only get one shot at this thing.
Yeah.
So if you got that thing burning inside of you, don't mean leave your job, take this leap of faith right now. But for me, it got to the point where I had reached the plateau. I could see the rest of my story if I stayed where I was at. And I didn't like how that ended. Like I could see, okay, I'm gonna be here for 25 years. I'm gonna do this. That's the most I can. I could see the end. Over here, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know that there's more of a chance, to have more and to be able to give more, and for my son to see it and be able to take risk. And within my family lineage, somebody had to shake this bitch up. Somebody had to shake up the stuff that had been happening to do something different to be able to get back on track and to get on track with something. Now, was this right or wrong? I don't know, but I know people are going to be able to learn from it, just like we learned from what our grandparents taught us, what everybody taught them. This is about to be that thing that we going to be able to learn from.
I knew that I wasn't supposed to be in no job. I can never stay committed. Like I've never been in a job no more than a year and a half ever. I can't be somewhere as locked in unless it's something that I love. I promise. Like it's always, I moved, went to the next. I feel like it's a lot of things in my life I've done that with too. So it was like to the next. It's
another episode.
Instead of this, like instead of this right here, it's crazy. I can feel it.
Yeah,
that's how I knew it was God sent because this is 3 years now. You know what I'm saying? Crazy.
He got fired.
Never got fired. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I was always the best. That's what I'm saying. I'm always the best working in my part too. Like
that's another thing.
Going
always
crazy.
The boss, like, you got so much potential. Not here. Not here, bro.
I'm up and down the line.
And
they still calling me right now.
I would love to take this moment to speak to any
calling me. They still calling me.
For your job?
To come back to work.
Yeah, bust them windows down.
Integrity.
Really?
I'm going crazy.
My uniform still creased and ready to go. But
Julius.
But at the end of the day, just to take this moment to speak to any bosses or CEOs out there who are above, are leaders of large corporations, a lot. If you want to keep people around a little bit longer, give them some freedom to create within their space, right? Because I'm telling you, once people see that there is no progression, there is no growth, that's when you lose, and that's when people start to fall off. So I just feel as if within our everyday, workers and the stuff that we have to have, every doctor can't be an entrepreneur, right? We got to have this stuff, and nurses and things of that nature. We got to have this stuff, but allow for some form of creativity and individuals to be themselves, and you will have this more, this better culture within the workplace.
Right.
So I gotta ask you because like I said, I'm gonna push y'all on this because we hear because I hear you all, as X would say, talking loud and proud. But at some point, and I could be wrong, but at some point, this mindset was built. What is that like? How do you build this mindset of I gotta do it? This mindset of I'm jumping, like this thing is built. Everybody doesn't have it. So for somebody who could be tuning in right now, that's like, I hear you talking and it sounds good because y'all are confident as hell right now, but I ain't got that. And and I don't want people to think that it's innate, and if they don't have it, they can't get it. At some point, the three of y'all built this person that you are. What does that look like?
Learning how to accept. Just learning how to accept. I'm gonna let y'all go, but that's learning how to accept is the biggest. I feel like that's the biggest of the whole question that you just asked. Just anything that's positive coming your way, like learning how to accept it and don't turn it away, or thinking it's not for you. Sometimes we will have like discernment or we have the time where we feel like something is coming, but we keep blocking it because we think it's not supposed to be here. And I feel like that builds your confidence right there, just knowing that people are starting to see what you're doing, or it's somebody, or even God. Like God is telling you, like, you are doing what you're supposed to do. Just listen and continue to follow and accept that you're supposed to be on this journey. I feel like you're not gonna be put somewhere that you're not supposed to be. That's what I feel is personal. But I'm gonna let y'all go real quick. I mean,
two things: start now, fail fast. Right? Once you can, if you start wherever you are and you focus on trying to get as many of these mess ups and things out of the way, you're going to learn from those. And then for me, what I did is burn the boats. Right? There was no going back for me. There was no going back into the school system. I didn't renew the license I needed in the school. I didn't keep those same connections. I burned every boat, so to speak, that I couldn't retreat if I wanted to, right? I couldn't go back home. Either we're going to, in the analogy of war, or medieval times, I love that time period, is either we're going to take this land or we not going back, right? So ain't no boats to return, ain't nothing to get back home. Either we got to take this and do this thing, or this where we're going to die. And that's literally the mindset. I was willing to lose everything, bro, because I realized everything I had gained for me wasn't based out of anything that I loved, right? I was close enough to my dream, but I had gotten it based off of close enough. So I knew if I was willing to lose all of this and then do what I love, I know I can get it back tenfold, right? And I would rather me do it than wait till God takes it away, or wait until something happens that's going to force me to do it, or I wish I would have. In 2019, before I took this leap of faith, my grandpa died, my wife's mom died unexpectedly. We had all these deaths. We had a lot of things happen in my family, a lot of major catastrophic kind of tragedy that happened. And I was like, I refuse. I can't stop that part, but I refuse for that to come around again in that next season. And I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be. So start now, fail fast, and burn the boats.
Can you ask the question one more time?
So this again, as three successful entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs that are doing this at what I deem a high level, who you are now, who you are as X now, you were not always this X, this level of mindset that you have. How did you build this version of you to get to where you are now?
All right. So I think with my story has similar things. One, accepting that if somebody's telling you you're great, you're great. Two, there is no looking back. But I have this not second chance theory, but I had in high school I played football. I was never really the best. I was good, but I wasn't like the best. But I played around, right? There was a reason why I wasn't the best, because I played around with my grades. I got a chance. Got to college, D1, could play ball, like would knock your head off. But I played around in the weight room.
Debatable.
Nah. You wouldn't have got past the line of scrimmage. Ask about me. Whoever on there, ask about me.
Stop. All right, go ahead.
we can line up if you want to. But so I think through my life, right, you get to college, you ask for the premium of football, play around in the weight room, right? Like didn't take it serious. So I ended up getting cut, right, from a D1 program, where from here, like that's the cream of the crop, right? Like, so to me, when I had to come back home, and again, the same thing is you lose it all. It's heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. It can shatter your pride of when people asking like, "Why are you here?" Mm-hmm. Right? I say the second chance theory because I feel like God gave me like one more chance to say, "I've given you another gift. What are you gonna do with it?" And so when people ask me now of like, "Yo, like your work ethic," or "How do you do this? How do you do this?" It's because I feel like God gave me one more chance And he was like, hey, look, I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna show you what you're good at. And if you can't like see that I'm working in you and see that I'm like with you and see that like without me there's nothing, then I don't know what to do with
I
you.
don't know what else.
I don't know what else to give you. So I you know what I'm saying? I say I wrap all of those in together, right? Like I've always had an issue with dumbing down my you know my level of who I am. People see us all the time. Yo, you doing good, bro? Yeah, I'm trying. Screw that, bro. Like, nah.
Oh, that's you doing.
Yeah, no fact.
That's
So,
crazy. That's crazy.
I think dumbing down who you are is is disrespect to God. Because I'm saying God's giving you these gifts and talents to uplift other people. And when you dumb them down, you're not really acknowledging the things that have been afforded to you. And then two, it is the burn the boats, bro. Like there's no looking back. I was willing to sleep on my couch in my house while somebody else slept in my bed. You know what I'm saying? To get the dollar so I could pay the rent. Boom, I'm back outside doing photography, whatever. I was willing to do whatever at all costs. Even when my boss at the time asked me, how are you gonna survive without this? I was willing to defy my mom and my family of the fear that they had, right? Of them not being able to see what I saw. And I think honestly, for me, the biggest thing was trusting God. I knew without a shadow of a doubt that the vision that I saw was real. And so even when Daniel had told me, bro, make a decision. You're either gonna be in school or not. Boom, dropped out of school. I didn't have so many failures. I can't count on my hands in the last 10 years. So many big failures, huge failures. But when you know that you know that you know that you know that God has put a vision in front of you that is clear as day, and that continues to continues to multiply, the trust that you got to put in yourself and God is what allows confidence to just display in your actions. It doesn't have to be in your words all the time. It doesn't have to be in your verbiage. It can be in your actions. It can be in the execution. It can be in the how you treat others. It could be in the things that you allow to come into your life and the blessings that you allow to go out. I think confidence can be displayed in so many different
ability
things.
to just not give up.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
No matter how many times you fall.
Correct.
Just not to give up, man. It's
9 years.
Yeah.
It's
sure.
it's a beautiful,
Appreciate that.
beautiful process, bro. And it's you just gotta want like you when you leave a job and you leave the security, you have to look for things differently in life because you've been so used for so long, conditioned to looking forward to payday. I got tired of looking forward to the next 2 weeks. I can't do nothing but every 2 weeks at a time. I just got
crazy.
I just got so tired of that, and I was like, nah, it's got to be more. And for me, I've said this on videos before. I just started to believe what God said, right? And so many believers and stuff, but quote all these scriptures and all this stuff. Forget this right or wrong thing. I can look at your life and do you really believe what that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you? Do you really believe the fervent, affectionate prayer of a righteous man availeth much? Do you really believe these scriptures that anything you ask in my name, I shall do? He has to do. Do you really believe that? And if I just started to be like, all right, God, I'm putting it on you, right? You said all this stuff. You gave me all these promises. And until, and I give this analogy before, if I told y'all there was a Ferrari outside that was ready for you and the key was on the table, your only duty is to grab the key and to go outside. But so many of us be like, man, this ain't real, man. What, man, this ain't, man, what, why I deserve this? What, bro, the key is right there.
What's the catch?
Take it and go outside and go and drive and go enjoy. Now the thing is going to happen. You ain't never drove a Ferrari before. You don't know how it drives. You don't know what to expect. You don't got the money for the gas. You might not have the money for the taxes to keep it up. But I've given you this vehicle that you now just have to take the keys and learn how to drive it. My first car was a daggone stick. My grandpa said, if you can learn how to drive, you can have it every day. But eventually I learned how to drive that joint.
Stuck on the wheel.
Right. And then before you know it, you gain this confidence as you go. Correct. But the first thing is it's always been in you. Like it ain't something, it ain't this new person that woke up that was Xavier. It wasn't a new Deshaun that came. It was you're the same individual. You're just doing different things with your thoughts and the actions and the execution and the focus that you put into the life that you want, bro. Like
God gave you that dream for a reason.
He gave it to you, bro.
Right.
For a reason.
He didn't give it to you to hide it.
All right. So I'm gonna ask one last question. We're a little over an hour in, and I don't want to get too deep into this because y'all just gotta show up next week, May 3rd, at the spot on Kirk for the other live at the spot on Kirk, May 3rd. We going live again.
Yeah.
But because we touched on it in X, you started it talking about failures. So now we've gotten past the fear. We've built up this mindset. You know, we jumped, not knowing where we're gonna land at. But now we're facing L's. Where does your resiliency? Because I know personally, as someone who has multiple businesses, I've taken an L and walked away from my business for months at a time because I wasn't strong enough to say, okay, that was just a wave. It'll subside and I'll come back, and then wave will come again. It's just like the beach. The waves keep coming, but you just keep walking out. Like, where do you build the resiliency to know this L is coming and I'm gonna take it, but I'm not, the boats are burnt. I keep taking L's, but like, where does the resiliency? Like,
I'm gonna let somebody else lead because I want to find something real quick.
So man, I love it.
I definitely have the answer for you though.
Yeah. So for me, again, it's got to be number one, this level of competitiveness with yourself, right? I truly feel as if one of the most valiant things you can do is take your life into your own hands and decide what to do. You got to understand, we all come from back in time. We were hunters or gatherers.
Mhm.
You did not eat if you didn't get up and go and gather and go and get. So that's all innately in us, just life and culture and our society has conditioned us that things will come to us. So once you get going and you start to get on this path, then you wake up the next day, you shake that off, and you try to figure out how not to cry about losses as long as you used to before. I used to cry about losses for like a month. Now I'm down to a day. And you take that time to cry, and then you get up and you go get it tomorrow because the family got to eat. And again, I know this sounds so cliche, but an L is just a lesson, bro. You don't know nothing until you mess it up, right? That like you really don't know if you're doing it right. Yes, we can gauge off of winning. You don't learn a lot from wins, bro. You learn everything from a loss. You learn who you are, what you shouldn't have done. Think about playing sports. Y'all did the most film session when you lost. So you get the most to learn about you when you lose. And I guarantee it, like X had just talked about some of the things and going to school, and you forget some of these losses because when you go long enough and look back, it had to happen. Mm-hmm. Right. So it's not in the future, a failure isn't a failure, right? When you make it through it, a loss isn't a loss. It's all a lesson. So it's even hard for you to recall, like, daggone, I did do that. Daggone, I did move back home. Like when I moved back here, that's a whole nother thing I've talked about since COVID. I've talked about my upbringing, but I ain't never really talked about what I did to become homeless and have to move back to Roanoke and sleep on my grandma's couch the first 6 months I was married. And we, shared $5 McDonald's meals. Like we went through it. But at the end of the day, I just wasn't going to stop. I knew this wasn't where I was supposed to be. And for me, it's just this passion and this purpose that, bro, I'm gonna say this, and people who feel it or will feel it. So, like, your life is the way it is because of you, bro. It ain't no. The moment you can take accountability and ownership that and I've been through a lot, right? Like anybody who wants to talk, man, you don't know what I've been, bro. I promise you, everybody got something. Everybody got a struggle. And I'm saying mine is better or no worse, but I've been through stuff. And at the end of the day, like, the moment you can take accountability and hold on to what you said, because obviously other people didn't take care of you the way that you thought they should. So now it's time for you to take care of you the way that you're supposed to, and there's nobody else to blame. But on the back end of that, there's everything to celebrate once you make it.
You can't live without failing though. Like at all. You can't. Some people take fails different. Like our failures might not be as big as somebody else's. Like we might fail at our failures might be, hey, we didn't make 100,000 this week. Just saying, just giving a number out. We didn't make 100,000 this week. but somebody else's can be. I'm not even saying money. I'm just saying people. Like we didn't get 100,000 this week.
Don't look over here.
You know what I'm saying?
I claim it. I'll claim it
all
I
day.
ain't flinching.
It's coming.
Let's
We
talk
ain't
about
making
it.
100,000 this week.
Ain't
You know
no
what I'm
flinch.
saying?
Ain't no flinch.
For real. But
Don't
like,
challenge me.
I look at like life as like a report card. Like every 9 weeks, like you can change your circumstances. It's up to you. You get your first report card, you might have an F on there. You get in trouble. You learn your lesson because you got in trouble.
Yeah.
And you know you can't make the basketball team with that F. So you're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure you don't fail again.
If you really want that.
If you really want it, though, you have to want it. Like the next 9 weeks, you know, I gotta be better. Like I gotta go harder. I want to make this team. I want to make my mom. I want $25 from my mom because I get this straight A's. I want that money. So I'm gonna do whatever it takes to not fail. But you're gonna fail regardless in anything, in everything. Every day you will fail. It's a failure in every day. Every day, literally. I can't get my words out. It's a failure every day. Don't matter what it is. It don't have to be something major, but it's a failure every single day. Like I promise you.
It's wild you said that, Black, because I watched Deadpool 2 on accident, like legit on accident. But after I heard this quote I'm about to read, I'll never forget it. I realized it wasn't an accident. I remember the quote. It says, "Failure is a history teacher and a fortune teller, and pain teaches us who we are."
There it is.
Piss poor preparation promotes piss poor performance. Piss poor performance promotes pain.
Facts.
Bro, like,
is that his?
Hmm?
Who's that?
That's a poem I learned.
Oh, so that's crazy if you saying that. But that's it. Like
performance poor piss, performance poor piss.
Literally, a teacher it teaches you everything that you need to know to not fail again in that same aspect. You might fail at something different, but that same aspect you have to learn. It's nothing but a lesson.
But if you think about it, we're all like watching Jack and my son. He's about to turn 2. I can tell him no 1,000 times. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And the only way he's going to learn not to do it, unfortunately, if he doesn't listen, is he's got to either do it and do it. And God forbid, hey, it didn't hurt, or he's going to have to hurt, and it's going to have to be some pain. Like I could tell him, Jack, stop opening up the drawer. Stop opening the drawer. Then the one time he pulled the drawer and it, hit his head, tap his head a little bit, I bet he won't open the drawer no more. And it's unfortunate that, but I say that to say we've all been learning through pain and loss and consequences our whole life. That's the only way we know if something's hot or not. So when we move into this space, don't think that stops, right? Like, and then I'm gonna let you go. Is that I always talk about this analogy. I was a big video gamer back in the day, and one of my favorite video games was Uncharted, right? And the thing with Uncharted is that it was a first person shooter game, but you like a modern, like I like games where in that game you beat the levels, you can only go forward. But when you got turned around and you weren't going the right way, it didn't tell you were going the right way. The only way you knew you were going the right or the wrong way is whether you ran into any enemies. Right. The only way you knew if you were going into the right direction was someone was shooting at you or not. If you're off in La La Land, it didn't say, it never said like, yo, turn around, go back this way. You were the purpose, you were looking for people that were shooting at you. That's the same way it is in this life, right? Like opposition is an opportunity to do what you need to do. So when you're facing this opposition, when you really want to do it, then you recognize that opposition means I'm going the right direction. That is some things you need to tweak, just like in the video game, and some other weapons you need to pick up. It might be some skills you need to learn to beat those enemies. But when it's time to face them, that's how you know you're going in the right direction.
Yeah. So the reason I stopped is because I wanted to look up the definition of resilience. And it says the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness. And so when I think about the word toughness, I wanted to come from the root of like what resilience actually meant, and to give me my my concept of where I really wanted to come from. And I think kind of like what Daniel said is I think the only way that I've been able to be resilient is constantly just putting myself in uncomfortable situations, putting myself in situations where it tested my mental, it tested my discipline in all capacities. It's tested my consistency, like it's tested my physical, my mental, my social, my emotional. And if you know the vision, again, if you know the vision that's out there for you, at some point, you know, it's gonna knock you on your tail. But if you know the vision that's out there, you'll get back up. And you'll be able to walk through those uncomfortable situations, knowing what the goal is at the end. So I think that's my answer. If that answers the question, of what is that? Why? How do we build that resilience? Is for me, it's very much like, and then everybody's situations are not going to look the same.
Right.
My situation could be walking in a room full of people that are staring at me, or I feel like just the social anxiety, right? Like just building your confidence up in that way, or taking a class that challenges you. You know what I'm saying? A fitness class that challenges you from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head.
1 minute plank.
Right. Or reading a bunch of colors and letters on a, you know what I'm saying, on a piece of paper, and in a certain time, right? Like it's those are little things, but then once you start to get deep into those woods, then you got people shooting at you, right? Like you've got words, you've got comments, you've got certain different tests that you got to go through that do build that layer of toughness. I think about like a lion, honestly, and how tough a lion is. And my my director of programming has this picture from Kenya of this lion who I mean, his whole jaw is just like just got attacked by something. But when I saw the picture, that's not the first thing I saw. When I saw the picture, the first thing I saw was like, that's a lion. Right. It didn't even phase me that it was an injured lion. It just, the first thing that came to my mind was, and that's a lion. Right. Like it just, the name of it itself is naturally just tough, raw, resilient, strong. Right. So it doesn't matter what happened to it. It don't matter. Yeah, I got it on me too. It doesn't matter what happened to it, what it went through, but I'm gonna always see that lion as a lion. I'm never gonna say it's a hurt lion or it's a injured lion. It's like, darn, like I saw a lion. Yeah. Even if it's dead, it's like I saw a lion. Right. So that's where that's, to me, that's where the resilience for me has really come from. I want people to, no matter what I go through, no matter what they see me go through, they're gonna say, no, that's X, bro. Like, like that's a creator, bro. Like I don't care what he's gone through. Like he hasn't stopped. And they know me as that, and it just starts to bleed into anybody that I speak to, and they see me as a vessel in that standpoint.
I am stealing that, just so you know.
What?
It's still a lion.
Oh yeah.
No,
you got one on you, right?
Yeah. I got it tatted on me, baby.
I joined the cat now, but it's there.
He got a
I got a
kitty
scat
cat.
pack. I got a scat.
Got Garfield.
Have we noticed that before? That we all
It's never been. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make an appointment to get
mine. We tatted.
Sean got Garfield.
My mama said, "You're not even a Leo." I said, "It's not even."
Everything that I do,
what a
bro. That boy, yeah, you gotta.
That was my first tat, bro. Don't even try to joke.
Like
I was 18 and he had just got out.
Black's line got earrings on.
Yeah, bro. It's like a teddy bear.
A tongue ring.
You got like a
Y'all
stuffy.
can't even see it over there, bro.
Leon's lion.
That's like a stuffy.
It's not even
His lion named Leon. He got a tongue ring.
Black got the Ed Hardy cat.
His lion got eyeshadow on. Lashes.
Yo,
my name Leon.
Yo, Leon. Oh man, I love y'all. Hey, what's coming up really quick before everybody go? May 3rd for me. Right after the live event, I'm gonna be shooting over to the Twin Creeks Brew Pub.
Correct.
We're launching May 3rd at 6 p.m. My newest adventure. And it's entrepreneur journey. It's called Cigar Social. Don't worry, be social. Come out and just
don't worry.
Have conversation, network. Right, it's going to become one of the greatest networking environments that Roanoke has to offer. Right, we're gonna, I want it to be a place where you can bring your girl, bring your guy, bring your people. Bring your group of friends to be able to come out, have great time in open air. Smoke a cigar, grab a cappuccino, grab some coffee, and just vibe out with those who have common goals, common interests as you. May 3rd, 6 to 9. Remember, it's Twin Creeks Brew Pub. So it's out at Explorer Park. It's not the location in Vinton. It's the Twin Creeks Brew Pub out at Explorer Park.
Love it. May the 4th, right after that event, we have I stated it earlier. The Pilgrim Life Center, we having a fitness event. It is also National Fitness Day, so I definitely would love to see you all there. This will be the biggest one yet, and we have more in August coming as well. But I definitely love to see you here May the 4th, at 10 o'clock a.m. Pilgrim Family Life Center. Bring your friend. Continue. Make sure you share. Make sure you get there. It's a free event. There's no reason you shouldn't be there. Top of the head, I got 29 slots left. 29 slots.
28. I'm signing up. 20 is over.
My God, yeah. I love it. I love it. But yeah, it's a free event. I would love to see you guys there. It's National Fitness Day. We're gonna turn up to a whole nother level. Got a DJ involved this time. You know, you have everything that you need there. So pull up, show up. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, we rocking all week. Like he said, May 3rd, live podcast, Cigar Social right after that. Friday, we got me, myself, and my boy Marcus coming down. We kicking off Music Mayhem, like not your average weekend, with the after party for the Get to Know Nook Experience Conference. That's gonna be Friday at 2:02. Drake, Beyonce, and Friends night.
Tough.
All right, so make sure you pull up. My boy Marcus has rocked it before, so I can't wait for him to come down again. He's from Richmond. Nice set he's gonna do. Saturday night, we back again. R&B is for lovers. Love Jones edition. DJ Showtime. Sunday, Cinco de Mayo block party at 2:02 again. Just like they said, they're changing the wave of Roanoke in their own way. My wave is to spark this nightlife and this social life in a different realm, with different experiences and things like that I've been able to see. There's no more complaining about what we don't have, because in every capacity we're creating it. So if you need social and you want the vibes of, hey, look, you know what I'm saying, I want to smoke a cigar and chill, boom, it's being created. If you want to see live podcasts, because that's what you've seen in New York, whatever, boom, it's created. Conferences, Get to Know Nooks, same thing, it's created. You went to a Drake night in DC, cool, we got it here as well. Saturday we got R&B's for lovers.
Been to large workout groups in other places in Atlanta. You got it here.
Absolutely. So there's no more complaining about what we don't have, because if you're not gonna create it, then you know what I'm saying, I don't want to hear you complain.
And if you don't show up,
correct,
we're not gonna have it either.
Bro, exactly. Please buy your tickets for these events now. ASAP. Stop waiting to the last minute trying to hit us up at the last minute. Bro, my boys have been selling tickets for 2 weeks. They out. So purchase the tickets. You know, they out. Don't wait to the last minute, because you will not get in. I'm sorry.
They will sell out.
Right. And don't show up to the door.
I know
with your mat.
No.
Thinking you about to get in. Well, you might not. I don't know if you want to let them in or not.
No,
okay, there you go.
It's church.
So
hey man, it's all love, man.
It's
a lot
love.
Of creativity. Bring love when you come to these events
everywhere.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like just bring love with you. Like if we don't have to have violence. We don't have to have all these things. If you show up with the intention of having fun and love and supporting those around you, bro, like it's all love. We can change what nightlife and what fun looks like, and we can make this thing happen, man. I love to do this with y'all, man. It's therapy. This is a beautiful journey. It's an opportunity to keep going. Huh?
I don't even say I feel energetic.
Bro, me too. I'm lit. Like,
we can keep going.
They always say when you're around people, your energy gets drained. You're not supposed to, like, of course, it's bad people to be around. But every time we around, like, I'll be like,
oh yeah.
What we doing? Let's go. Let's go bowl. Let's go do something.
Turn me up. And then I remember we got a life outside of here.
All of this.
Crazy. As soon as we hop out the podcast, like,
back to work. Yeah.
Back to work. But this is an amazing morning. Barry, you are the man.
I appreciate you,
I appreciate you, bro.
You are the man. Hey, bro, May 3rd, come out and check us out. This is only a sneak peek. This is just a sneak peek. Come out and talk to us. Ask your questions. X is obnoxious.
Yeah.
Black is black as hell.
Here we go.
Hey,
his neck.
His neck is all. I can't look at you.
He got that. What's that was on Instagram?
Short neck.
Long neck.
We appreciate everybody that made it to this point, man. Just stay tuned, because this ain't gonna be the last one. We're gonna start doing these monthly, man. So we really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all come with y'all questions on May 3rd, because we're gonna address them. There's room for everybody at the table. We got room to expand. So this is the Hustle Spirit Show, man. We up. We
Come
love
get
y'all,
it. You
man.
ain't got to pay for it. Come and get the information.
Come get it. We out. Peace.